Hey, and welcome back to the Odd Gaming Podcast. That podcast where two best friends talk about everything from gaming and everything we kind of tangent off into. As always, my name is Stuart. Ed, as always, is joining me. Ed, how's it going today,
Yeah,
man?
going really good. It's been super chill weekend. It's been a great day. I haven't done much. Played some video
Yeah,
games, watched a little TV. Got out just for about an hour or so and looked at some video games because that's just part of what we do. It's
that's
fun
it.
stuff. But
That's
yeah,
it. Find anything cool game hunting today?
yeah. I sent you a picture. It was like a Final Fantasy game, and it was one of those hand drawn things that people draw like with a Sharpie. And it was some person writing, I guess, a chocobo, a really poorly drawn chocobo.
I think it was
Um,
supposed to be.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, I think. I'm assuming it was a chocobo. So, yeah, but nothing noteworthy. Just
No,
that was probably the most noteworthy thing was that picture, and it was, not great.
there's some pretty custom art, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, custom art, that's,
Yeah.
worth at
Either
least
way
a
around a
solid.
Sharpie.
Oh, yeah, they know their way around the Sharpie. So whoever did that,
Commission you. It's okay.
mention you, you're talented. Very
Exactly.
talented. Oh, man.
Man,
But
speaking of
yeah.
art, though, I want to give a little update.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
What's going
yeah.
on art-wise?
Let 'em
We're
know.
working on a new logo right now that's being hand drawn by from one of our friends, Keith from the 52 podcast. He's doing a phenomenal job. We got a little sneak peek of it the other day. It looks incredible. So hopefully in the next few weeks we're gonna get that live and up and running, and it looks awesome. He does an amazing job. It definitely looks better than our last one. If you don't know the story on that one, we tried Fiverr out and it not go so well. So we'll show you a little before and after on the Instagram about how that logo looks.
Yeah, but if you haven't listened to 52 podcast, super awesome. So shout out to them. Go give them a listen. I think they post on Mondays, is I think when they come out with their
Yep.
new episodes. So yeah, go listen to them. It's a fun podcast. They talk about just a bunch of random things. So yeah, excited for the new image though. It's looking really good. From what we have seen, as he said, we'll keep you updated. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. That was a, interesting segue to it, but I mean, might as well. Might as well introduce a little bit of some of the cool stuff happening over here at Odd Gaming. So, man, I'm really, really excited about today's episode that we're talking about, and we'll get into it in just a little bit. But a game that I absolutely love, a series that I love, and a series I know you love, even though you're not a big Sony guy,
Yeah.
is God of War.
Oh yeah, such a
Yeah,
great game series.
absolutely. I am so excited to talk about the first one. It's been,
Mhm.
I don't even remember playing the first one. So it was almost like playing a whole new game again to
Oh
me. I
yeah,
remember the storyline, but I don't remember a lot of the different challenges and a lot of different moves and stuff that happened in the game. So it was definitely great to go through that game again to play it. We'll get into it more in a little bit later, but
yeah.
I'm really, really excited about this podcast. And Ed, I know you are too.
Oh yeah, super excited. I know we've been looking forward to it since we discussed what we were going to talk about. God of War, as you mentioned, it's such a great game series. You introduced me to God of War, and then I remember playing it, and I fell in love with it. So it was awesome just getting to play through the first one again because it's been years. It's probably 2016 is when I played it for the first time, maybe
Okay.
somewhere around that time frame. So to me, it was like playing a brand new game again as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, no, super excited. It's gonna be a fun one.
Absolutely. But man, before we get into it, let's just kind of talk about the week a little bit. If you had
Yeah.
any, fun gaming things that popped up, any cool experiences that popped up, maybe started a new game on the side, just anything, even if it's not gaming, just how's the
Yeah,
week going?
yeah, the week, like I said, it was a pretty chill week.
Yeah,
I didn't do much, just video game chores around the house, but I did, get on the Whatnot app,
there you go.
whatever day that was. When was it?
I think that was
Thursday?
Thursday. Yeah, it
Thursday?
was Thursday.
Yeah, me and my wife, we went to go walk at the park, and about 20 minutes into the walk, I found myself sitting on a bench just doing Whatnot. So, I
Heck
got my
yeah.
outdoors activity and
Fun.
video games all at
At
once.
least you got outside, so I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
got
okay.
outside. I got some sunshine. There were some ducks, a
Oh yeah.
turtle, probably some
Heck yeah.
ants, people walking, and then I was doing some Whatnot, and I was only on Whatnot because you reminded me that there was a fun event going on. So I jumped on, and yeah, and you happened to be on it too, and
Heck yeah.
it was a great time. I know you got some cool stuff. I don't know if you want to mention some of the stuff you got and kind of what.
Definitely. Yeah, so if you don't know what Whatnot is, it's basically it's an app that is live auctions. So it's like a Twitch stream where you're interacting, you're having a good time. They're super fun. There's a ton of people out there that do them, but you can also auction and bid on different items that come up. So it's a super interactive like eBay basically. So we get on one of our favorite YouTubers here. Odd Gaming is the Completionist. If you're not
Mhm.
familiar with him, phenomenal YouTube channel. His whole thing is basically just completing games to their absolute entirety, 100% everything. And he has collected so many cool things over years and did a Whatnot stream on Thursday. Hopped on and got some incredible things. We'll definitely post some things on Instagram as well throughout the week once those start rolling in to our mailbox. But
Mhm.
one of the ones I'm super excited for is the 10th anniversary collector's edition for BioShock.
Oh yeah, that
That is
thing.
not one you find very often, and it is gorgeous statue with the lights that light up on the eyes. The actual drill of the Big Daddy rotates and moves, has a motor in it. It's beautiful. So I'm super excited about that one. But definitely shout out to the completionist. Shout out to Pixel Game Squad
Mhm.
who hosted that Whatnot stream. It was a ton of fun. Got a
Oh
lot of really cool things. We're definitely probably hopping on the next two they're going to have. So it was a lot of fun. Me and Ed were both talking the whole time during the Whatnot stream, like, "Hey, should I bid on this? Hey, what about this? Oh, that's a really cool item. I've never seen that before."
yeah.
But it's a ton of fun if you've never checked it out.
Yeah, and we definitely know each other way too well because there was a shirt that I got. It was the Thanos or not Thanos. It was the Infinity Gauntlet
Yep.
from the movie. And Stuart came up and he's like, "Hey, you should get that." It was at this exact same moment that I was like, "I should get that."
Yep.
So we definitely know what we like.
Oh
Um,
yeah. I
no,
sent the text and literally I think as soon as it's sent, before
yeah.
you even received it, I saw your bid pop up.
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
like, okay, yep, that I figured.
Yeah. So yeah, we've known each other way too long is what it
Oh yeah.
comes down
I
to.
think I know you better than my wife sometimes. So
You know. Yeah, no,
yeah.
same, same.
Yeah, yeah, it happens. It's
You know,
okay. It's the finer things in life, knowing
it's
what
finer
video
things in
games and
life. Yeah.
pop culture things you like. I mean,
Yeah, so but
that's what
anyways, we
love's all about, right?
oh yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
But anyways, yeah, we should be receiving the stuff this week. I know my stuff, I think it'll come in on Wednesday.
definitely.
But we'll definitely post pictures of all the stuff that we got. And like I said, I know the completionist is about to do another one here in the next couple weeks. So if you're
Believe
on
so.
Whatnot, or even if you're not, look him up. And yeah,
Definitely.
join us on the his next event. We'll definitely more than likely be on there. And just to hang out with all of us, it'll be a good time. And you never
Absolutely.
know, you might end up with something really cool because they have a
Oh
bunch of
yeah.
cool stuff.
And there's a lot of cool people on there. Definitely check it out. Again,
Mm,
it's not sponsored or anything by
Nope.
us. It's just something we thoroughly enjoy. We love finding cool collectibles, having a good time, chilling with people in the community. It's a lot of fun to us. So
Oh yeah.
definitely something we enjoyed. Definitely a highlight of the week for sure.
Oh
I
yeah.
was
100%.
leaving work a little late and I was like, oh man, it's time for the stream. And I had to click it on in the background while I'm driving, going through my maps and everything else. I'm like, oh, I need a bid on that. And just started hitting buttons and, you know, made a couple bids while driving. So it's
Oh
fine.
yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Can't text and drive, but bidding and driving is okay.
Hey, it's safe, it's safe, it's
It's
safe,
safe.
that's
Yeah.
okay.
My
That's
phone was up on the little like stand on my car.
oh,
So I
yeah,
wasn't
that's completely
taking my eyes off the road. So we're good.
yeah, texting and driving is bad,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No, no, no. Bidding on the cool
bidding
video game stuff
and
and
driving,
driving.
yeah, that's completely safe,
Yeah. Yeah. That's completely safe. That's no
completely
problem.
safe. Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, like, being on Whatnot, I felt like I was a little kid, kind of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
when you go inside Toys R Us and you just get that giddiness and that excitement, that's exactly the same feeling I had just being on Whatnot. I just felt
Definitely.
like a little kid inside this giant toy store with all these fun goodies, except it was on a screen, but that same feeling of just being a
It
little kid,
was.
just going in a store full of toys and video games, that's the exact same feeling I had when I was on Whatnot.
Absolutely.
I had to get my wife to drive because I was like, I'm stuck. I'm lost and
Yeah.
whatnot.
I'm important. This is way too important.
Yeah. And also
Yeah.
last night I got on Whatnot and I was on there at like 1 in the morning,
Nice. Nice.
whatnot, late at night.
Man,
That
that's a ton of fun. There's some really cool streams out
yeah.
there, and I've definitely been using it for the last year or so, and it's a lot of fun. There's some really cool people out there, some great stuff out there to get your hands on and bid on, and a really cool community and a really cool app platform.
Oh yeah. So like I said, check out Whatnot. It's fun. And that was excitement
For sure,
for
that was
sure.
pretty
I don't
exciting.
know if you had anything else that you did this week, but yeah, that was my highlight for sure was
Oh, for sure.
Whatnot.
That was definitely the highlight. I mean, the only thing happened that this week and still going on even when this podcast was released is if you're PC gamers or you have a Steam Deck or ROG Ally or anything like that, Steam is running their summer sale right now. So anytime they run any of their big sales, I always hop on, see what games. I was able to pick up two games that I haven't previously purchased. They were on Xbox Game Pass, but I think they've been taken off, or I don't really use Xbox Game Pass anymore. I like to own my games, so they don't just take them off.
Hmm.
But I ended up picking High on Life up,
Fun game.
which is an awesome game that I've only played a little bit of, so I'm excited to dive into that one. And another one I started last night, which is really fun, came out of nowhere, came out at the beginning of the year, called Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush.
I don't know
What's
if you've heard of that one.
I don't know what. Maybe I'll look it up right quick. But what is
Yeah,
Hi-Fi Rush?
so gorgeous art style. It's produced by Bethesda, but basically it's a third-person action game, but it's all based on rhythm. So you have different fighting combos and everything you can do, but if you do certain combos within rhythm and within beat, you actually get more experience points as well as more damage. So there's an amazing soundtrack that goes along with it, tons of great platforming and 3D elements to it. The visual style and art is gorgeous and beautiful. Again, the music's great, but the fact of like combining a rhythm game with a third person action game is incredible. And it plays really, really well. I've played about 2, 3 hours of it so far, so I'm not super far into the game, but really, really fun. Definitely a great pickup. If you want something that's, an under $30 game that's going to give you a great, I think, 10 to 15 hours of gameplay plus a ton of replayability. If you like that style of game, definitely check that one out.
Heck yeah, yeah. I'm looking at pictures. Looks like it's a fun game. Looks cool.
Yeah.
It kind
Yeah.
of. I know it's not, but just by looking from looking at the pictures, just the kind of sort of the way it's designed, it slightly reminds me of what Beautiful Joe looked like. Just a
Mhm.
little. Some of the
Yeah,
aspects.
it's got that type of, art style, just
Mhm.
newer graphics.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the Sunset Overdrive art
Oh
style
yeah,
as well.
Sunset. That's
So it's
another
kind of a
great.
good mix between that comic-y art style of Beautiful Joe,
Mhm.
and that super hyper, like, colorful, awesome style of Sunset Overdrive.
Oh yeah, Sunset Overdrive. That's a game I have beat. I
Dude,
might need
that's
to
a
play it again.
great game. That was a sleeper on the Xbox for
Oh yeah,
sure.
they should make
They should.
another
That was
one.
a phenomenal game.
Oh, it was so fun. I remember, yeah, it came out. It was a launch title, right, for Microsoft, I
If it
think.
wasn't a launch, it came out within the first year.
Yeah,
I don't think it was a launch. I think it came out within the first year though.
I'll have to look. But yeah, no, fun game. But yeah, I'll definitely have to give that hi-fi a look into and see what
Definitely.
it's
Yeah,
about. Well, it
for,
sounds
I
fun.
think it's like at the time right now, it's like $24 USD. It's an awesome game. Definitely worth the pickup. It's usually 30, but even under $30, it is a phenomenal game. Definitely tons of replayability. Great amount of fun for the game. So definitely worth the pickup. Definitely worth playing.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll have to check that out. Another game that I'm really curious. Mentioned it, or you mentioned it earlier to me. It looks really fun. Is Dave the Diver? I'm really
Yes.
curious about that game. You're just this big dude in a diving suit. Don't really know what all the game is about, but it looks awesome and it's got some great reviews. I know you're talking about it and kind of what it's about, and it looks like a really fun game and also just a really funny game. So I'm definitely excited to look more into that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely one I'm probably going to pick up this week as well, and hopefully be able to get to it within the month. Because I'm just looking for, I'm playing all these big games too, still playing through Tears of the Kingdom,
Mm.
still playing through Diablo 4, which are massive games. So I'm trying to find some games to kind of break it up a little bit too, just something kind of chill and fun.
Oh yeah.
That's why I was starting to play Hi Fi Rush. As well as like looking into Dave the Diver because it looks like a great, awesome indie game. It basically mixes like an action element where you're diving into the sea, you're trying to get different fish and different resources for your restaurant. But then there's the restaurant sim side of the game where you're actually running a sushi restaurant and you're serving customers and dealing with complaints and different orders going out and all of that, plus a bunch of other little mini games that are built into it. So it's definitely a multifaceted and multi-tiered style game where there's a lot of cool elements to it that you kind of go through day by day. So definitely looks like a cool chill game that you can just play for an hour or so at night, kind of relax, make some sushi, have a good time.
Dang
So
it, I was about to say that. I was about to say, and then go get some sushi after.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Definitely get
that.
some sushi after.
Oh man, you can't go
Maybe
wrong.
it's not a late night game because it's gonna make you hungry.
Yeah, yeah, man. I gotta be
But
careful watching like anything with food on it late at night because
oh yeah,
it's bad.
can't do it.
Yeah, I
Can't
get
do it. No
so
food
hungry.
shows after like 10 p.m. or at midnight. You're going somewhere, raiding your fridge. You're going to McDonald's trying to get some
Oh
grub.
yeah, oh yeah, and it doesn't help that there's a McDonald's literally like 5 minutes down the road, so
Dangerous.
it's kind of become my late night go to spot. I haven't got the Grimace meal yet in the Grimace shake. I've seen some funny videos on that, but
Oh, for sure.
you
There's some, yeah. the social media platforms have gone crazy with Grimace, and
Oh, yeah, it's so weird. It's the most random, weirdest thing ever. I still
it
don't
is.
fully get it, but I do wanna try the Grimace shake. I don't know if it's great or not, but I don't know, I'm just curious.
The
And I
super
like
deep
Grimace.
circle kinda scares me.
Yeah. I do like Grimace, though. He's a cool dude.
Grimace is my boy. He's probably
Yeah.
my favorite McDonald's character.
I'd say Grimace, and then I'd say the Hamburglar goes, is probably my 2nd.
Hamburglar does go pretty hard.
Yeah, but
Do
man,
like some Hamburglar.
it is cool seeing some of these old, characters come back. It's just,
Oh, yeah,
brings back so many good memories of being a kid, which,
definitely.
which
That
was
nostalgia of it,
the
it's great. I
nostalgia.
mean,
Yeah.
I remember all the things that would come out, in the '90s where they even had, like, mystery I remember a Halloween cassette that came out,
Oh, yeah.
sometime in the '90s that was like a whole McDonald's Halloween story that came with your meal, and all these
I had
different
that.
characters,
Yeah.
comic books.
I had that Halloween cassette as well.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I remember I'd play it on Halloween. I'd put that bad boy in there because 'cause I'd like
Oh, yeah.
to scare people, still do, and I would
Yep,
throw in my, McDonald's cassette, and it had lots of creepy, scary noises. Um,
yep.
oh, yeah, so awesome. Hopefully, I still have it. I don't know if I do or not, but I
I
hope I do.
definitely don't. That I have yeah, that's long gone. That's gotta be.
Yeah, I don't yeah, so I
But if
don't
you
know.
do, definitely let me know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to look at it's probably in my mom's storage unit as my room at the house we used to live in. She sold it, so she had to, box everything up. So it's hopefully somewhere
Somewhere.
in the storage unit. Next
You
time
may
I'm
go
down
through it
there,
one day.
yeah, I'll go through it one day and see what I if I can find it. And if I do, I will let you know, and I will let all of you guys know. And then the
Definitely.
true test will be if it still works. But I'll have to find a cassette player.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of steps to this,
What
but
a lot of
if you
steps.
find it, that'll be the first step.
Step 2, finding a cassette. Yeah, so many steps. It's okay. We'll see what
It's
happens.
okay. It'll work. It'll work out. It's fine.
It'll work
But
out.
hey, if you're new to Odd Gaming Podcast, or Odd Gaming Podcast, we go on these crazy tangents all the time. So just bear with us. It's all about cool nostalgia stuff that we
Yeah.
love. Hopefully y'all love it too. But no, it's on purpose. We love going on little tangents. So
Yep.
it's completely fine.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. It keeps it fun, keeps it interesting, keeps it
Yeah.
fresh.
We try to keep it on the edge. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we live dangerously.
Exactly. But hey, you know what?
Okay,
If we're gonna do awkward tangents, let's awkward tangent then some God of War.
oh, yeah, I gotta get rid of Dave the Diver. I keep on staring at him.
He's just diving deep into your soul
He's
right now.
been on my screen for, like, 10 minutes with his goatee.
Oh, yeah, yeah, put that away. We gotta
Yeah.
get a little more serious for Kratos.
Oh, yeah, gotta get serious, but, hey, it's not as bad as last week when I was staring at Batman nipples from George Clooney, but that's a completely
True,
different
true.
story. Yeah, so that
Yeah,
was
different story, terrible movie. Hey,
yeah.
it's okay.
Anyways, yeah, we'll move on from that. That's but
Hey,
anyways, God of
grimace, bat
War.
nipples. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
Dave the Diver, Batman with nipples, and now God of War.
Hey, that's how it works here at Odd Gaming.
God.
Man, so let's definitely dive into this game because I know we've been playing it all week. So
Yeah.
basically, what we've done is we both played it around the same time.
Mhm.
Started it this week and played the game to its entirety to completion this week. So it's super fresh in our minds. We've played it all the way through. We both played it on the PS3, on the I believe it's the Ultimate Edition or whatever. That it has the remastered God of War 1 and 2 on the
Mhm.
disc. So playing it a little bit newer, but playing it on PS3 hardware. So we both had the same experience. But this game is incredible.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and also probably, I'm assuming there's probably gonna be spoilers, question mark? Yes?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
there'll probably be spoilers. Here's the thing, the game has been out for
Yeah.
18 years. I don't feel that bad.
Yeah, me neither.
So if you don't want spoilers, sorry.
Don't
But I mean, we want to talk about this game and we want to talk about all the really cool elements to
Yeah,
it. So there are going to be spoilers. Not much we can do about it, unfortunately.
yep. It's been out 18 years, but yeah,
Yeah.
so there will be spoilers. So if you don't wanna hear spoilers, just, I would stop
For
listening
yours.
out right now, but you should
No, don't.
continue to
No,
listen.
no. You need
Don't
to listen.
stop.
Yeah, yeah.
Continue to listen, but if you really don't want spoilers, this is probably about the time where you can, just pause it, but please don't pause it.
Yeah.
So ignore everything I just said about not listening. Just listen anyways.
Yeah, yeah. Just listen.
Yeah, it'll be
It's
good
great.
for you. You'll learn
Yeah,
something.
it's fine.
It's
And
fine.
it's I mean, everyone knows the plot of God of War anyway, so go
Oh,
and play it.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing it for the story because I already know the story. I'm playing it for the amazing gameplay.
Oh,
So,
yeah, for sure, 100%.
but talking about the gameplay, so this game came out in 2005 on the PS2,
Oh,
and the combat is so well done and sophisticated for a game that came out 18 years ago.
Hmm.
I know we were talking about this the other day, but just the abilities of like the dodging and the parrying and the blocking and all the different special combos that you get and all the different magic you get and all the different strategies you have to face all these different enemies is amazing for the time.
I still don't want to believe that this is a retro game in my head. I
Is
don't want to believe it, but it is. But there's just a part of me that's like, no, it's not that old. You're not that old.
Yeah, but the game came out on hardware that's 4 generations old.
Yeah.
This came out on the PS2 in '05. I mean, it's crazy, but the fact that this game holds up so well
Hmm.
and plays so well right now. There's a couple of issues, and we'll talk
Oh
about
yeah,
it,
yeah.
that have definitely improved in the later versions, but just on this first iteration. But we had such a fun time playing through this game again. I mean, it
Oh,
was a blast. I loved every second of it, even the super frustrating, hard, difficult parts
oh
where we
yeah,
definitely threw the controller down on the ground and walked away for a few
oh yeah.
hours.
Um,
Because this game will punish you.
Oh yeah, we were definitely calling each other every day and texting
Oh
throughout
yeah,
the entire experiencing, just kind of letting each other know what we're going through, and just the frustrations of the game, and just all the really awesome things about the game. It was a lot of fun. Just as a gamer, it just continued to ignite that love and passion that I have for gaming and great video games. It was so much fun. It's a very challenging game. It is hard. I know it has God mode on there. I don't know if I'll ever try it because I don't think I can do
no,
it.
thank you. I'm not that good of a gamer, and I'm
Yeah,
okay with
me neither.
admitting
Yeah, same. Normal was hard enough. It was challenging enough, but
Oh,
like I
yeah,
said, it's such a fun game, and just the fact that it's what, like 18 years old, and it's still like, and the way it plays is such an awesome thing. So, oh man, I'm very excited to talk about this game.
definitely. Man, it was so much fun, but let's talk about some of the things that we really enjoyed about the game.
Yeah.
So I know we talked about, the combat and how amazing that combat system is, how sophisticated it is, especially for a game that was pretty revolutionary. A lot of games have copied this style in the last 18 years, and God of
Mhm.
War, I felt in the first iteration of the game, knocked it out of the park.
Oh yeah.
And they just got better and better as the series went on. But overall, like, what do you think? What was some of your favorite parts of the game?
Besides the story, I think just the combat system, it's really cool. Like it's really smooth, but I just love how it is a hack and somewhat of a it is a hack and slash game. I know
Absolutely.
hack and slash games, they can sometimes bore me just because it does become very repetitive on what you're doing. But
Mhm.
God of War, it doesn't do that for me. I don't get bored when I play God of War. Just the combat system, it is really cool. I said attack and slash, but there is a sense of strategy to it because you can't just go around hacking and slashing. You do have to do some defensive moves. If not, you're just going to get destroyed. So there is I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Of oh, I can't just hack and slash. I actually have to block at times or roll out of the way and dodge because these enemies, the AI on it is really pretty good,
It's good.
especially for that time.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. So just how smooth it ran with like all these hordes of enemies, and then being able to strategize on, okay, what weapons do I want to use? What moves do I want to like upgrade and level up, or weapons, and just getting to decide all these different things that help with, fighting enemies and bosses. I really enjoyed that part of it. It just
Mhm.
added a sense of excitement, because just depending on what you did depended on how easy or not easy these enemies were going to be in these bosses. So I thought that was really fun, just kind of strategizing on how you want to do things and just really take this battling into your own hands. So that
Absolutely.
was one of my favorite things.
For sure, and just adding on to that, like, the enemy diversity
Mhm.
changes up your strategy and skill for fighting all the time. Like, when the harpies come out, there's a
Okay.
whole different thing, or the Medusa, basically, because they have this power, basically, if you get stuck into their beam, then you freeze for a few seconds and
Mhm.
get stuck in stone unless you break out. But if they hit you at the tail before you break out, you're immediately dead. So you have to do a lot of rolling and dodging and then hitting from a distance, but then you have all these other enemies, like I can't remember the exact name of them, but I called them the Anubis, and they're these like big cat things with these big canes,
Yeah.
and they'll flip you around. Their canes are spinning, and there's a whole different strategy for facing those than facing some of the other kind of basic enemies that are in the game. Or when you have a slew of them, you got 3 or 4 different types of enemies. There's a whole different strategy for handling the game from
Mhm.
a combat perspective. With one that's what I liked about the combat or the upgrade system for
Mhm.
combat was once you start getting enough red orbs, you could prioritize and be like, hey, this is kind of my play style, and start upgrading early on in the game the things that you really like. When
Mhm.
you upgrade stuff, you get more, it's more powerful and more effective, but
Yep.
you also get new combos.
Mhm.
And the combos, like, I'm not usually a big combo person in a lot of games, but I found myself using almost every single combo that was given to me.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like everything had something, whether it was a long distance attack or crowd control or a finishing move or just something to, push enemies back or whatever the case may be. The more I upgraded these different abilities, whether it was like my Blades of Chaos or some of the magic, it made a big impact in the game and how I played it. And that's what I liked is a lot of time games like that, you don't feel the progression. You're
Mhm.
progressing, cool, you feel stronger, but the enemies are getting stronger, so you don't feel like you're really getting more powerful. I
Mhm.
felt like in this game, the more you upgraded, the more experience you got, the more things you got, you feel a lot more powerful in this game.
No, agree, and it's super cool because a bunch of these different powers you're receiving are coming from different gods. So you're getting you get a Poseidon's fury, so it's
I
which is
love
really
that one.
cool. You get a Zeus, a power from Zeus, a power
Hades.
from Hades, and so you're getting all these
Medusa.
powers from these different gods to take down Ares, and it's super cool just what they do. And just like I said, it's up to you if you want to level up all the attacks or just one. It all depends on you as a player on what you want to do and what you enjoy as
Yep.
far as attacking and just kind of the strategy of it. So it's super cool, super fun. So oh man, I feel that game was almost like, oh, in a sense ahead of its time. But such a great game. Oh man,
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I loved it. And hey, Poseidon's Fury, by the way, is such an amazing
that's probably
magic
my
ability.
number one. Yeah,
That
it's
was my like spamming ability that, oh, I've got a huge group of enemies. Let me kind of calm it down and crowd control it a little bit.
yeah,
And I powered that one up. And that for me was, besides the Blades of Chaos, felt like the most powerful upgrade I did in the game.
yeah. That,
It just the range that it did, and
mhm,
then the amount of damage it did when you
mhm,
upgraded. Oh, you just felt so much more powerful. You do that on max, and you've got 10 guys trying to hit you. You do that right in the middle, and you just see them starting to drop like flies.
mhm.
Oh, there's a sense of power that you get out of it that there's a lot of games like this that I didn't feel that way.
Oh yeah, and then I'd say the other power that is was from Hades.
Oh, I
Getting
love that
the
one.
Oh, yeah, that one helped a lot with crowd control, especially when you have a few really strong enemies, you can do
Yep.
that, and then you have, the spirit, like the souls of the dead, they come up and they help you fight, and the
Mhm.
more you upgrade that, the stronger the attacks on from the souls are, so that one helped me a lot, when
Yes.
it came to
That was
man.
a late game one that you got, but that made a huge difference,
Yeah.
especially later on in the Ares battle. That I used that one a ton, and that really got me through some of those late game elements for sure. But man, that combat system, it is it is great. I mean, we could talk about that for hours, but love the combat system, love the upgrading system, love the powers that they give you, the magic, the upgrade capabilities of it, all the different combos.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, just absolutely perfect. Makes the game super fun to play. And like you were saying earlier, a lot of those type of brawler games can just, you're hitting XXX square, square, square,
Mhm.
jump, jump. That's it. And you just feel like you're just hitting the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was so much more strategy to it and so many more capabilities in ways to tailor the play style
Mhm.
to how you want to play, but also how the enemies on the field are reacting. That's what I truly liked. Is it always felt fresh, it always felt different, and I never got to a point where I felt it felt monotonous or
Yeah, no.
stale. The
Yeah.
gameplay was always fresh.
Yeah, no, it never got stale to me as well. There's always something happening, something always keeping you on your toes. You just also because during those fight scenes, you never knew if you had to like press certain buttons during like a cut scene or whatever. So it was
Yeah,
interactive in that. So there's always something to do just to keep you on your toes. Yeah, you're like when you're playing, you feel like Kratos, like you have all this power and you feel his rage and anger, and you just like want to go kick butt and just destroy
yeah.
everything that's in your path.
Oh yeah, for sure. But hey, we talked about one of our favorite things of the
Mhm.
game, the combat system.
Yeah.
Speaking of rage of Kratos, let's talk about the thing we collectively did not enjoy about the game. And
Okay.
we know exactly what it is. I know you're laughing because
Yeah,
you've complained about it. I called you screaming about it.
he did.
My controller definitely saw the ground a couple of times,
We were moral
but that
support for each
is,
other.
oh, it was, yeah, we both had issues with it. But if you've played the game, it was the part, I believe it's going to the Poseidon challenge, I believe.
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe so.
Yeah, it was going to the Poseidon Challenge, and it's the first thing you do as soon as you start going into that part of the game, and that's the Cerberus battle.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that gave me so much frustration, so much anger. So if you're not familiar with that part or forgot about that part if you played the game before, basically Cerberus, it's the three-headed dog. And
Mhm.
you've got one that comes out right when the battle starts, and you've also got these little tiny puppies.
Yep.
And the puppies are not too hard to get rid of.
No.
You can hit them a couple times, throw them, and then you can stomp them on the ground, which gives you some health, as well as some red orbs, which is nice. The
Mhm.
problem with it is if you don't take care of them quick enough, they'll grow into the big guys.
Yeah, it's a
So
giant
if you don't,
Cerberus.
which the little puppies, all they do is a little spiral ball and hit you,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's their only attack. So they're pretty easy to handle. But if you don't take care of them quick enough, then they go into the big guys. And if you get too many of those big guys, you've pretty much lost the
Yeah,
battle.
it's game over. If you have, like, at least 3, 4 giant Cerberus trying to attack you,
Mhm. You're
you're
done.
screwed, you're done. And it comes down to crowd control, and it is really difficult.
So hard.
I hated every
So difficult.
if they ever decided to remake the original God of War, which they really should, if they just decide to leave out Cerberus, I would be completely okay with that.
I would not complain.
It
That
was
was
so
probably the most
stupid.
difficult and frustrating part of the game by
Oh,
far.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I hated every moment of the Cerberus. It's just you're in this little space, there's not a lot of room to move around in already, and you're just trying to crowd control and kill all
Mhm.
these little Cerberi, whatever you wanna call them when they're little, I don't know, before they turn
Sure.
into the Cerberus that we all know, the three-headed dog, and they just destroy you. It is horrible. I do remember you calling and, like, you were just furious and angry
Oh,
because
yeah.
you could not get past it.
It took me a bit. I don't know about you, but I think I probably did that, what do you think, 25, 30
Yeah, I
attempts?
think it took you a little bit more
Yeah.
time than me, but it's funny because there's things that I had a lot of issues with that
Oh,
you just,
yeah.
like, breezed right through. So,
Yeah, it
you
was
had a lot
funny to see
of
where
power.
we got stuck, but I know for us that was, collectively our least favorite part of the game.
Yeah. I'm
It was
staring
just so difficult to manage them, and then so they pop out of the ground, these little puppies, and you're taking care of those, and there can be anywhere from 3 to 6 to 8 of them on the field.
Mhm,
But if you get one that grows into a big Cerberus, the three-headed, they'll also, basically puke up another puppy.
mhm.
So you can take care of all the ones that are coming out of the ground, but then if you didn't manage enough and you've got 3 or 4 other Cerberus full grown, they can also send out other puppies. So now it's like trying to take them out as quick as possible. And once you get the rhythm in it, it's fine. But if you mess up that rhythm by a second, that game it goes over. If you, I would restart that if I had 4 or 5 plus,
Oh,
because
yeah.
there was no way I was doing it because they shoot these fireballs at you and you're trying to because the fireballs you can block, which was fine. But if you've got 6 Cerberus shooting fireballs at you, that's super difficult. But
Mm,
then their regular physical attack you can't block, so you have to dodge it. So you're just running around this little circular platform trying to get rid of all these Cerberus puppies while trying to take damage to the other ones. There's that part was very frustrating. I was so happy and relieved to get past that part.
yeah,
Uh,
and then
I don't think there was a part like it in the game after that that was as frustrating.
and then also whenever you do get to the Cerberus part, you still don't have everything, and not everything is maxed out because it's what, like, getting towards the middle-ish or a little before middle of the game. So there's
It's
still a
right
lot
about
of
me.
yeah, there's still a lot of upgrading to do. So you're
Yep.
still not super, super strong. You're stronger than what you were at the beginning, but you're still not like full on,
No.
like God mode Kratos, basically. So it's very difficult. I'm staring at one of the little Cerberus, and he might jump out and get me. And I
Oh,
hope.
I wanna destroy all of them. I have nightmares about those things. I hate them. You see those things in the game again, but not nearly as
Yeah,
hard.
yeah,
You can take them out pretty quick, but as soon as I saw them, that's the first thing. I don't care what other enemy was on the field. I would take those puppies out first. That is it.
yeah.
I do
There's
not want that again. I do
yeah,
not
no,
want the
no, no.
big-headed Cerberus. Take those puppies out.
Yeah. No, they were horrible. I think also what made it challenging too with the Cerberus is with the camera, sometimes they'd be like not in the camera, they'd be out of the camera view or your field of vision, and you would have no idea. And then because you didn't see them, they would be growing. And then before you know, like I said, you have multiple full
Oh, yeah.
size Cerberus. So you're constantly having to move around your entire little area where you're fighting to make sure that you're killing all these little dogs before they turn giant. So that was hard, is just sometimes they weren't in your field of vision. They were like off camera somewhere just
Mhm.
chilling, waiting to kill you.
That's where I had a few of my issues is I thought I had them all wrangled up, and then there were 2 or 3 that went off camera view,
Mhm.
and then I just see, a Cerberus grow. And I was
Yep.
like, "Oh, no, where did that come from?"
Yep.
And
With
it's just that was a very difficult game or a difficult part of the game where
Yep.
you're having to manage one enemy while taking out the other, and they both have different attack styles and play styles in a small area.
Mhm.
Very difficult. But other than that, that was I think collectively our most frustrating part of the
Oh,
game
yeah.
and most difficult part of the game. Other than that, all the other battles were manageable, or once you got over kind of the little learning curve,
Mhm.
or your battle style or figuring out your style to tailor to those enemies, didn't really have too many issues after that.
Oh yeah, no, that was a hard, and like, and also that kind of leads to the camera on there. It's
Mhm.
not the best, but also you got to think about the time when this came out. So there are times where you're trying to like jump on platforms, and you really have to make sure that you land it. If not, you're just gonna fall to your death.
Yep.
It can be tricky with the camera. It can kind of throw you off, and then you feel you're jumping to one area, but you're actually not, and sometimes it would take me multiple tries just to like jump across something just because the camera would get all weird on me. So
Mhm.
that's one of the that's one is another literally one of the technical issues of the game. Not so
Yeah.
there is that, but it's not like the worst camera.
No, especially for the time. I've played games even newer that have way worse
Yeah.
cameras.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't really affect the combat
Yeah.
all that
No.
much.
No.
It was more the platforming sections, and mainly, like you were saying, the sections where you're having to jump on a platform,
Hmm.
or jump onto something small. I definitely fell off a few times, trying to jump, and then the camera would get kind of weird, and then I'd fall and die. That only happened a handful of times. There were definitely some of those other ones, like later in the game, you're doing a whole balancing section. Definitely fell off a couple times because of some weird camera stuff, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. I think
It's part of the course for an 18-year-old game.
Yeah, I think the worst is where the I would die the most was when you're trying to escape Hades,
Mm,
the underworld, and you're having to jump on all these little like platforms. There's a lot of
yes.
hopping. That was probably the worst of it as far as camera. Like I said, it's not that bad. It wasn't that major of
No.
a deal. But it's just one of those things. It's just how things were back in the day. But like,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, there's some games today that have still have really,
Way
really
worse.
bad camera angles that make
Yeah.
it almost impossible to play the game. It
Yeah,
gets
from
so
platforming, it
laggy.
was like if I was jumping away from the screen, the camera was fine. But
Mhm.
if I was jumping towards the screen, the camera was way too close and you couldn't see where you were jumping, so you're kind of guessing a little bit. And that for me is where it got difficult on the platforming sections.
Oh, yeah.
Was jumping towards versus away. Away gave enough of a view, but it's almost like the camera zoomed in too much. So
Mhm.
I jumped to a platform that'd be in front of me, but I couldn't see it until I jumped. And
Yeah.
that's where I definitely died a few times in a couple different spots in the game because of that. But usually, I mean, the checkpoint system's pretty good. So if you do die, you usually get checkpointed pretty close to where
Yeah.
you died.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it wasn't too big of a deal.
But some cool things with the camera that the game didn't realize until I was playing it, because I forgot, is that it kinda has, like, some cinematic views at times where you can be, like, going up or down a staircase or walking across a bridge, and it'll, like,
Yeah.
zoom out really far, and it feels like you're kind of watching a movie, so you get, like, this little kind of cinematic experience while you're playing the game, so I thought that was really cool. I love, like, cinematic
Oh, I love
views
that.
when
Yeah, that was I mean, when we were talking about the camera on the phone the other day, that was the first thing we talked about. I was like, "Yeah, there's a little bit of weirdness with the camera," but the cinematic aspect of the camera was phenomenal in my opinion.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought they did an amazing job with it.
Oh yeah, I love it. Like if when I play Red Dead Redemption, it has the
Mm,
second one. It has a cinematic view when you're like riding your horse or just doing things, and I always like to turn that on because it's just super cool. So the fact that it's on, they have a type of cinematic thing on God of War on the original one
yeah.
is awesome. It adds to the game, like it, because you're just, I don't know, you could be walking across a bridge and then it zooms out and you get to see like these amazing structures all around you, and it looks super
Mhm.
cool, and it just adds so much to the game, I think.
Oh, I 100% agree. That was for me added to the story. And even like the cinematic aspect of it,
Mhm.
if you talk about like the cinematic cutscenes, get it's an 18-year-old game.
Yep.
They're not the greatest cutscenes, but they're a really good job. And I like the
Mhm.
art style.
They did.
The story is so well paced
Oh, yeah.
where certain sections, and it was kind of almost random. It wasn't like major milestones, but
Mhm.
it'd be, oh, you're halfway through a section, and then another part of the story comes up.
Yeah.
another part of the story comes up, and explaining the whole, history of Kratos with
Mm,
Ares and how all this storyline kind of combined. And I thought the pacing of it throughout the
yeah.
whole game, because you don't find out kind of and I won't say this part, I'll keep this pretty spoiler free, but kind of the main reasoning for going against Ares, you don't find that out until very
Yeah,
late in the
so
game.
yeah.
And I forgot about that.
All I know is, it'll hit you in the feels. This
Oh,
game,
yeah,
just like newer God of Wars, they can definitely hit you in the feels. It's such a
definitely.
great story. It's very deep story because I've played games where the story is just not great. It's not memorable, and then you just kind of feel like you've wasted hours or days of your life that you'll never get back playing some game that doesn't have a great story. And usually if it has great combat and stuff, I'm cool. That's fine. That's completely fine. Some games I do get not for the story. I get it because it's just really fun. But there's games where it just has a horrible story.
Oh, yeah.
Just the game wise, it's horrible and it's just not memorable. And I hate every moment. But like I said, God of War, the combat,
Yep.
everything is awesome. The story is amazing. It's deep and it just like it's a very rewarding game. It really
It
is.
is. It is. It was so much fun to replay through it. Again, I don't remember. I know I played it back in the day. I really don't remember much of it besides some of the main story points and some of the powers and abilities you get. But just going through the game again, going through all the different challenges, all the different experiences in the game, oh, it was just so much fun.
Yeah, and then
I
there's
really, really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, and then there's like some of the puzzles you have to do, and those puzzles, they can be brutal. There's some where
Yeah.
it's timed and you have to try to do something before you die.
Ooh,
Like, there's one where you have to move a block to try and reach a platform that's really high up, and you have like maybe 15 seconds to do it. And they give you like just enough time where you can't mess up. It has to be
yeah.
flawless. If not, the spikes will come up and will kill
Yep.
you. And that
I
took
think
me
that
quite
spike
a few
box
tries.
was, yeah, that was a difficult one. That one was probably the worst. There was a couple of the timing ones.
Yeah.
That was probably the one I had to retry the most. Like you were saying, it was not forgiving. If you missed a jump, if you didn't grab the box correctly, if you didn't kick it in the right spot and do the right scenario, they gave you literally the perfect amount of
Yeah.
time for a perfect run. And if you messed up one little thing, it was over.
Yep.
And I literally, I don't know about you, but on that one, I jumped on the platform on the box. Literally, when I jumped in the air, the spikes came up.
Yeah. No, that's
I
exactly what.
had no time.
Yeah, because when it comes to the box, you can either just like completely push it, or you can also like kick the box to get it to go further. So you have to kind of do a combination of both, and it's just figuring out the perfect timing for both of
Yep.
those things.
Where to place it,
Yeah,
where to
and where to
hit it,
play.
where to kick it in the direction. Yeah.
Yeah, it's oh man, it took me probably 15 tries on that
Oh,
one.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was about 6 to 8 tries, something in there.
yeah, I know.
Uh,
I
once I
YouTube
figured out the
and
rhythm.
Googled. Yeah, I YouTubed and Googled to try to see if there was like how the best way to do it. Um,
No,
and no, I mentioned it to you, but I found one guy. He didn't even scoot, like go to the box. He just went to the platform and he just started like hitting buttons until he just reached the top. He did some weird combo. He has no idea how he did it, but he was able to
crazy.
reach the platform and grab onto it without having to actually start the vent. But
Jeez.
yeah,
That's crazy.
I tried. I couldn't do it, so I was like, well, I guess I'm doing it the hard
Yep.
way.
I finally got it, but it was literally skin of my teeth. Like,
Oh
it was so close. There was one other too where you had to run across a platform with the buzzsaws.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it was the same thing where you had to hit a button and you had to run across these platforms, and the platforms you jump on are moving left to right. And then in the middle of each of the jumps, there's buzzsaws that are also moving.
Hmm.
Again, you had to do literally perfect run. It took me, I think, 3 attempts, and I literally rolled into the gate as it was closing, and my legs literally, like, hit the gate when I was rolling into the door and made it. I couldn't have planned it any better. I don't know how I did it. It was so close. I rolled right when it was coming up. I didn't think I was gonna make it in.
Hmm.
But they give you on those timed ones, they're definitely challenging, but they give you the literal perfect amount of time.
Yeah.
You just cannot make a mistake.
Yeah, you cannot make a mistake. But like I said, it's a lot of fun. Like they're not like so hard that you just want to like quit and never play the game.
It didn't detract
Yeah,
anything for me,
yeah,
at
no, it
least.
didn't. It just it added, I think,
Yeah,
to the challenge of the game. It's a challenging game, but I didn't mind. I enjoyed the puzzles and the timed things that you had to do.
agreed.
They were a lot of fun.
They were.
So they, like I said, they did a very good job with this game. It's crazy, a game this old, but just the way it plays and everything. It's there's games today that don't play that well, and so yeah, it's just a testament to how to all the creators and all the people that helped make this game. They did such an amazing job with it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's one of my favorite games, one of yours. So happy you introduced me to it.
I'm so excited to keep playing them. So what we're gonna do here is we're actually gonna end up doing 2 more episodes over God of War 2 as well as God of War 3.
Hmm.
It probably won't be the next week. It'll probably be in a couple weeks, maybe next month. We'll do 2, and then the month after that we'll do 3.
Yep.
But we're definitely gonna talk about the next 2 games. Might possibly talk about some of the other spinoffs
Hmm.
as well, like the PSP games, Ascension, some of the other ones. Maybe do like a little bulk episode on those, but we're definitely planning on playing through all the God of War games again.
Hmm.
Um, at least the older ones before the remake in 2018 and beyond with God of War and the God of War Ragnarok. But
Hmm.
I am so excited to play 2 now. I again played it. I do not remember 2. So I'm really excited to kind of dive into it kind of with a fresh perspective.
Oh yeah.
And then I have not played 3, which is surprising. It was just one of those weird times in between, high school and college where I just missed it. And I'm really excited for that game because that game looks gorgeous, and I know the gameplay is incredible.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm very excited to get to that one. I started two today. I'm not far. I'm maybe like not even an hour into it,
Yeah.
and I'll definitely let you know that I've already died quite a few times. So
Yeah,
it's
the games aren't that generous. They're definitely punishing.
I know, but hey, it's a lot of fun. It's super cool just how it starts and just yeah, it dumps you into some fun action things. So we'll discuss that more when we get to it. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun game to play. I've played the second one. I don't remember if I beat it. I'm not too sure. I did find some save data that I had on there from like 2018. I have no idea
Yeah,
where I'm at in the game, but it's fun just getting to start over and go through it again. So
absolutely.
looking
Just
forward.
getting a fresh perspective on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They're like I said, if you haven't played God of War, please go pick up a copy and play them. They're so much fun. Like I said, they're very rewarding games. They're worth it.
Definitely. Absolutely. And I believe that you can even if you have the PlayStation Plus subscription with the classic games, I'm pretty sure the God of War series is on there too.
I'm sure
Don't quote
they
me on it, but I think it was.
I also looked it up today because I know obviously Christopher Judge, he does an awesome
Oh, yeah. Phenomenal.
voice, but I didn't realize that he wasn't the original voice for Kratos. That it's a different
No.
dude doing the voice. I looked it up today. It didn't hit me because I did notice while I was playing. It's like, man, his voice sounds
Yeah.
different. I don't know if he's changing it up but yeah, it was a different voice actor. Which
Yeah, he was just the one for 2018 in Ragnarok, but he did a phenomenal job
oh he
at matching the voice even from the original games of Kratos.
Yeah, I did not know that. So that was my little fun fact that I learned today was figuring out that he was not the original voice actor.
There you go.
The
Hey,
other
the
voice,
more you know.
Kratos, yeah, the more you know, GI Joe.
That's it.
Yeah, but the other guy still did an awesome job with the voice of Kratos. So no complaints there. But yeah, Christopher, his voice and just how he did Kratos for the new game, amazing. Like he just.
It kept a lot of the same feel of the old game Kratos voice,
Hmm.
but added in just kind of, I guess, a wiser element to it, a little bit more pain, a little bit more. I've kind of seen everything in his voice, combined with how the old school Kratos voice is from the original games.
Hmm.
And oh, that voice acting! I mean, he deserves an award at the Game Awards because that voice acting was absolutely
Oh yeah,
spot on.
and he's a scary looking dude. He is a
Oh
big
yeah,
dude. Like
he's a big guy. He's definitely the Kratos in real life for sure.
he is real. He is built just like Kratos. Like he is a living embodiment of Kratos. If
Absolutely.
Kratos
Yeah,
was
he
ever alive
nailed
today,
that
that
game.
is him. Yeah. Oh yeah. He did. Like if I met him, I would probably pee myself just a little.
Oh, definitely. Just a little.
Just a little
Just
though.
a little. I mean, you're meeting Kratos, so.
Yeah. Meeting Kratos, I would be like, I don't know what to do. Please don't kill me.
Yep, exactly.
But
God,
yeah.
what a good game, though. Man, it has been so much fun talking about this game. Tons of fun playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
I know all week we've been chatting back and forth about all the cool things we've done, all the things we found, all the, maybe tricks to get through something. but it has been such a blast to play through this game. I mean, we've been playing a lot of games recently,
Yep.
but this one was a lot of fun and a really good break from some of the big, massive games that
Oh
we've been
yeah.
playing,
Like
like Tears of the Kingdom and
yeah.
Diablo. And it's just been great to play this great game. It's about an under 10-hour game if you play it for the first time, not trying that freaking 5-hour achievement.
Yeah, I don't know how
That's oh,
well, I don't know how you can even do that. It takes me 5 hours just to get past Cerberus.
oh, I know. Like, if you're at that level, I don't have the time to dedicate to be that type of gamer, but if you are, hats off
Oh, yeah, hats
for
off.
sure, 'cause
Yeah.
that is incredible.
Yeah, so, if you have beat it on God mode, man,
Oh,
you're
if
amazing.
you can do it under 5 hours in God mode, then I tell us, like, let us know.
Yeah.
I definitely need to say hi because that is incredible.
Yeah, that's I don't even know how I would do it. I would probably end up just chunking my controller. I would just retire
Yeah.
from gaming, is
Yeah, I'm done.
what I
That's
yeah.
no, I'm
I guess
good.
I would go to, I guess, I don't know, maybe underwater basket weaving or something. I don't know, but
Maybe. Maybe. That might be easier. Even without a scuba tank and just holding your breath.
yeah,
That'd probably be easier.
yeah, yeah. My gaming days would be over if I
Yeah.
did God mode.
That's
So I'm not going to because I love gaming.
Yeah. I love games. I love a little bit of a challenge, but I don't want something like that. Like there's so many games I want to play. Doesn't have an interest to me, but I appreciate the people who can. It's an
Mhm.
incredible skill. Again, hats off for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Man, it's crazy. It's almost been an hour, but
I know.
doesn't feel like it feels like we literally just started. It's been like 10 minutes.
Oh, I know. I knew this game was gonna fly by because I absolutely love this game. I know you love this game.
Mhm.
I'm so excited to play again 2 and 3 and talk about those games. But also, this kind of starts a little bit of a series and a thing we're going to be doing later in the year. And this is very preliminary stages. So we're going to have more details coming out in the next few months about everything. But we are setting up a charity live stream
Yep.
that we are going to play the first original God of War 1, 2, and 3 games. So if y'all are super interested in it or have any sort of resources or anything that we can use, this is the first time we're doing this, so we're learning as we go as well. But it's something we're definitely passionate about. We'll tell you kind of the backstory and everything in a little bit. But basically, all the donations are going to go to a charity that basically takes care of stray animals
Hmm.
and making sure that they find a good home or get rescued. We're still trying to find the best charity for that, but that's definitely some of the intent that we're doing. Everything we raise, everything we're doing would 100% go to that charity of choice.
Hmm.
So again, preliminary stages. We're still planning everything. We're aiming for it in a few months. But if you're listening or have any insight on this or any resources or anything, we definitely appreciate it. Again, this is no benefit to us. We're just playing some amazing games,
Hmm.
just kind of chatting with y'all as well, and hopefully raising a little bit of money for some great charities.
Yeah, so we're definitely very excited about doing this. It's we have some really cool ideas planned for it, and we can't wait to tell you more. But yeah, we still
Definitely,
got lots of work to do, lots of work ahead of us.
definitely,
But yeah, as you said, if you have any advice, any resources, just anything to help us out, we would greatly appreciate it because
definitely,
yeah, we're still learning how to do all this,
absolutely.
but we want to give you great quality content. So we do put a lot of work into this.
Definitely. And we want to make sure it's as good as we possibly can.
Mhm.
So, again, if you do, let us know. But as soon as we start getting some more details with dates and times and things that are going to be happening, we'll post those on Instagram and also update y'all on the podcast every week as well. So,
Mhm.
definitely appreciate y'all for listening. And then hopefully everyone can show up to the live stream at
Yep.
least some point. We'd absolutely appreciate it.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
But man, I think that's a podcast right there.
I think you're
I
right.
think we've talked about everything in God of War I can think of.
Yep.
A phenomenal game. I don't want to get into any more tangents because it's gonna go crazy and be a 2-3 hour podcast
Yep.
about this game. So, man, it's been so much fun. I can't wait to talk about God of War 2, God of War 3 in the next
Mhm.
few months. I know you're excited to talk about them and play them as well.
Oh
So,
yeah.
definitely looking forward to those.
I might maybe dress up as Kratos, put on like the makeup and everything. I don't think anyone wants to
Oh
see that.
yeah.
Definitely, and not built
Oh
like
yeah.
Kratos. I like to think I am, but I'm not.
Hey, it's okay. There's like bodysuits you can
Yeah, I'll
get.
just get a
And
bodysuit.
yeah, it's fine. I mean, he's just too jacked. I don't need to put in that much work.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with my body. You know, it's nice and squishy.
Hey, you know what? The six pack is just hidden by a little bit of layer.
Yeah,
Right? It's just like a airbag.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta protect the insides. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's fine.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah. Thanks. I feel
Yeah,
good
it's
about
in there. It's just I
Yeah.
gotta protect it.
Yeah. My confidence is going up a lot
Yeah,
with
see,
that.
that's what friends are here for. I just
Yeah.
gotta boost you
Yeah.
up a little bit.
We just gotta build each build each other up.
That's it. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for listening today on the podcast. We enjoyed it so much. To everyone listening, we definitely appreciate y'all. And you got anything else before we sign off, Ed?
Nope. Just keep on listening. Stay tuned, and we'll give you more info as we get it. So yeah, I've got nothing else.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna sign off. Thank you all so much for listening to the Odd Gaming Podcast. Have a good one. Game on.
Game on. Peace.